I was one of the people that, probably because I am not around the team as much anymore, I was shocked that Ty Warren got let go. I guess most of you that are around the team weren't shocked. You might have been a little bit surprised, but this had been building for a while, hadn't it?
Yeah, it has been building for a while, and I think it goes back to Ty Warren was injured in 2009. You never quite knew what you were going to get out of him, and then in 2010, he basically waits until preseason to say he's having hip surgery. I don't think any coach likes that, and then during Belichick's press conference to discuss it, he said, that's something I think we basically said that's something that we've gotten used to from Ty. And, that stung the player, and it kind of, was difficult by that point. When Ty Warren showed up and stopped his conditioning test in the middle, saying he had pulled a hamstring, I think that was kind of it. He sort of, Ty Warren thought it was maybe because they were going toward the 4-3. If that's true, it makes sense. Otherwise, it's just sort of worn out his welcome.
So, Ian, here I was as a fan saying, wow, if this Haynesworth thing works out, they got Ty Warren to go along with him. And then all of a sudden I'm up in Maine on vacation and Ty Warren's gone. But now, as you write in the Herald today and as you tweeted out before, there's talk about more defensive linemen. Osi Umenyiora, for example, from the Giants. And the talk is that there'd be a first-round pick they'd have to trade, which you mentioned in your tweet. Belichick's never traded a first-round pick. But again, here we are again, never say never with Belichick. You also point out in a tweet that they traded the highest they've ever traded is a second and a seventh for Wes Welker. Again, which I criticized at the time, but worked out. Welker has been well worth that pick. But you also write an article today that for all the talk about Osi Umenyiora, that Tommy Harris, who paid a visit to the Patriots, is a more likely fit. So where are we? What are the chances that Osi Umenyiora, Tommy Harris, or somebody else comes in here for the Patriots on the defensive line?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they brought in someone else. I don't think it's going to be Osi Umenyiora. He's getting up in age, and he's certainly expensive. Due almost, I think it's $7 and change over the next 2 years. But the real problem is the first-round pick. I don't think the Patriots will do that. I actually don't think anybody will do that. Although it's kind of cute that the Giants are trying to command it from teams, but I don't think that's going to happen. If it's a second-round pick, if it's a third, that might be something they would look into. Especially if they're looking more toward the 4-3. He's a true, classic 4-3 defensive end. And Tommy Harris is the classic 4-3 defensive tackle. So depending on how much of those guys have left, then I think that's, those are acquisitions you could see. But it is different to hear the Patriots, at least rumored to be in the market for 4-3 players. It's simply not something we're used to. And, I wonder if they do make a schematic change, if they'll find more players available, because so many teams have gone to the 3-4 now, maybe some of the 4-3 talent is kind of out there. So that's something, if they do make the switch, they may benefit from.
Yeah, interesting. People always criticize the Patriots, and rightfully so when you look at the stats and stuff, for being a bend but don't break defense and pointing to the fact that they can't put pressure on the quarterback. But to Belichick's credit, it's not about the 15-sack guy. It's always been about finding ways to put pressure on a quarterback in different ways, whether it's safeties, defensive backs, or whatever. And your thoughts about a 4-3 compared to the 3-4 are interesting.